Make our own music. And do I got some music in here?
I'll name out people.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Yeah,
Can you hear that?
been geeking for this broadcast.
Love.
Got me in my bag because all they do is talk a lot of trash.
That was my podcast. My podcast soundtrack.
And
Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. How can I welcome y'all even more? Where's my
Oh, here we go.
Welcome, 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 welcome. I see our guest is doing arm waves in the back with his head sideways. He's ready. How about that? Don't go nowhere. I have a good friend that's going to be facilitating our workshop today. But before I talk about them, my name is GRIFF. We want to thank y'all for coming to the Madam Walker Legacy Center. Y'all know what it is. Good morning, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Buenos tardes. You know the difference between Buenos dias, Buenos tardes, and Buenos noches, Genesis?
Good afternoon. Right?
Yes. So, very, very good. So, Buenos tardes is what you say between 12 o'clock and 6 p.m. And then at night, you say Buenos noches. Like so. That's my little Espanol. I'm out here. Let me find a little Spanish emoji or something. No. Pray you guys are having an amazing Wednesday. I want to know right now if you could be a superhero. What superhero will you be? And I'm gonna let you do too. I'm gonna let you do too. So for me, Genesis, and I'm a bit up Spider-Man for sure. You gotta love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is it.
I'd be Spider-Man as well. My second one would be like Wonder Woman, I think.
Wonder Woman is dope, and some of her newer story arcs, she can fly. So for me, I need to get to where I need to be. So I need teleportation. Like I need to be able to leave my house and go to Germany and leave Germany and go to Switzerland. Well, you could drive that, but leave Germany and go to Brazil. You know, and then maybe go to the moon. I need that power first. So teleportation for reals. And the second one,
I want to stop time.
Oh, time. The time stoppers are always. Yeah.
Be invisible.
I was going to be invisible. My second one is invisible. Because invisible, I mean, you ain't really you can just get everybody's business. You can get all the business you need. You ain't got to fight.
You would easily win in hide and seek.
You
stand right there.
Standing there like this. 1, 2, they're like, I can hear him. I feel like he's over here. And you were winning Marco Polo all the time, too, in the pool. So what's some of you guys, if you could be 2 superheroes, which one would you be? And I'm a Superman fan, too.
I just found something new on Zoom. You could change your lip color.
You go, what?
Change my lip color.
Oh, no, I don't need to do that.
Look. I changed it to purple.
No, it's the same. Let me see. That might just be for you to see. You can't be in the middle of no real Zoom meeting with different lips changing all the time. They'd be like, I'm sorry, Sally, what's going on with your box? Like, they might have made that for you. You guys put in the chat or just tell us. I can see a bunch of people on here right now. If you want to turn your video on and just tell us.
What's up, Grip? I got some kids who just did the walking tour with me, and I'll have them answer a superpower or a superhero they want to be. Come on, Russell and Micah, come up here. We're on the screen. Cam's right up here. So come back this. Okay,
tell them to come behind you. Tell them to come by you because you sound amazing.
Or come behind me. Come behind me because the mic's from here.
You sound amazing.
All right, so one super. How are we gonna do it? Superhero or
2 superpowers? If you could have 2 superpowers, what would they be?
I would say flight and maybe super speed.
Super speed. I like that.
Flight and speed. I like both of those because that kind of trump my teleportation, because if you can get there fast, I just want to get there fast. Right. So flight, or what about you, sweetheart? What would your 2 superpowers be?
Flight and health
Health. What a great pick.
Did she say and help or health?
Health.
I know.
Health. What a great pick.
That was, yeah.
I want to fly and I want to live. How about that? Does anyone else in front of you, Sampson, have 2 superpowers they would want?
No, I guess for me it'd be to have a super duper memory for things I want to remember. I don't remember.
I like that.
I want to forget, of course, but have a super duper memory, and then maybe I don't know. I wish I could look at an area and I could see what year it was. Like it would it look like any.
It would look like your pictures on the tour.
Yeah, like what it would look like if I looked at Walker Theater.
So then I guess you would kind of be like, so you want a dimension power. You want to be able to
time travel almost.
Yeah,
almost.
like time
Yeah,
travel.
kind of.
Yeah, kind of like that. So mix it
up. But I like that.
One.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's very interesting because you know everybody else would see 2024 Indianapolis, but you would say, I'll be right back. And then you could go and talk to somebody in 1865 Indianapolis and come back and say, hey, I actually just got some more information about the Madam Walker legacy. I talked to one of her friends. They're gonna be like, you don't know none of her friends.
Right. That's what
Right.
That's cool. So does anybody else, anybody online? I see the Griffins online, and I believe that's my wife. She all grown trying to be on the Summer Institute with the Madam Walker Legacy Center. Everybody say, hey, Lanika. Hey, Mrs.
Lanika.
Griff. Jaden, who else are you there with? Janai, what's Janai? Janai, turn your mic on and let me hear what powers would you want? Jaden says Spider-Man. I don't know. I need to move faster. Spider-Man can't move. I mean, he's sweet with his moving, but I need to move faster than I got to swing. I got to put, like, even in a video game, and if it ain't no buildings, he can't move.
Yeah.
Like, he can't move. Jaden and Janai, what superpowers would you guys want?
I probably want to run fast and then super strength.
Oh, speed and strength.
Yeah. I think.
But all them fast runners, Flash and all them Kid Flash and all them, now you can still get beat up. Just because they fast don't mean they ain't strong. Like, because I always liked when Flash fought in the video games and in the comics, because your one swing, he already done swung 20 times at you. Like, you can't win that. What about you, Janai?
I think I would do invisibility and super speed.
Everybody want invisibility because let me tell you something. You don't have to fight when you're invisible. You can save your strength. If you need to know the top secret access to something, you could just walk in with everybody else and then just get in the corner, get your information, sneak up out of there. I like that a lot. Thank you, Janai and
You can't
Jaden.
like bring anything because they'd see something floating. Like, what?
You're
You'd
right.
have to just walk empty-handed.
Yeah.
Sadly.
And then if I want to be invisible, I want to be invisible with clothes on. I don't want to be all invisible with no clothes on, because then when you become visible, you like, can somebody pass me a jacket or can I get some jeans? And then that's awkward. All the other superheroes, they're like, invisible girl is here. Somebody get a coat. So anyway, all right, y'all. Let me go over some of this stuff because my guy Sampson, man, he's one of my favorite. I've been on his tour. I've been with him on the thing that he's about to talk about today. And last year he was on here talking about it, and I'm excited to have him on. But before we continue, I want to just share a little bit more about the Madam Walker Legacy Center. It's a historic building located there in Indianapolis, Indiana. Actually, Sampson is inside of it. The building was created and named after Madam C.J. Walker, and she was the first millionaire woman entrepreneur and African-American woman who built her empire selling what, Genesis?
Hair and beauty products.
Hair and beauty products, you listen all the way. And her donations and efforts contributed to much of the growth of the Black community there in Indianapolis, as well as other places in America. So our mission here at the Madam Walker Legacy Center is to continue her legacy by inspiring, engaging, and empowering individuals in our culturally diverse community. That means we don't care what color, nationality, we don't care what you are. You can come hang out with us at the Madam Walker Legacy Center. No matter where you live, we welcome you, and we hope you come back next year and celebrate the legacy of Madam C.J. Walker again. So, Genesis, what has been your favorite class? This is our last week. We actually tomorrow we're done. What has been your favorite?
I think my favorite was the drawing one.
With Mr. G. Yeah, with Mr. Gary G.
And the dancing one. I still remember a little bit.
Wait a minute. So I go on something. I was on social media, Instagram, and I was looking at this choreographer and T.I. daughter who is in a group. I forget her name or something, but she was teaching the choreographer that dance we did with the.
Yeah. That I've seen videos
she was doing it real fast, and then the little bowling move they do and come back and go like this and go like that. Like I was like, man. So I would say my favorite was the dancing. I actually liked the Dr. Ken yesterday talking about money, and finances and being an entrepreneur at a very young age. I just wish that when I was 9 or 10 or Jaden's age at 14, that somebody broke down, you can have a business. You can start I want to be a comedian since I was 3. And technically that is my business and I'm an entrepreneur, but I would have loved somebody putting me on game. So today I'm going to let my man put y'all on game after we tell the rules. Genesis, rule number 1.
Are we doing the signs or just telling them?
You could do both of them. You done got sweet now.
Okay. Well, number 1. Let's see. Open up the chat. See if anyone got it.
Okay. Rule number 1.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. That's right. Me and Chloe. Genesis, rule number 2.
Oh no.
you had it on your real laptop, didn't you? Your computer, didn't you? What's this one, y'all? What's this one?
Ask questions in the chat.
That's right. And an old school typewriter looked like this. Ka-ching, and then it would go ka-ching. Ka-ching. What's rule number 3?
Okay. Mama, I forgot my pencil, my pen. Okay. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Yes. Rule number 4. We made a new thing for it. Rule number 4. I feel like mine look like.
Be respectful.
Yes. I feel like mine. I'm doing it. The thumb.
Don't press it. Just like that.
Don't press. Okay.
Be respectful. Yeah, everyone's saying be respectful.
Yes. And number 5, and the most important one to us at the camp, ladies and gentlemen, what is rule number 5?
Have the best fun ever.
Yes. The best fun ever, y'all. And then remember, after we do this, you can still video or ask your parents to get you on social media, and you could tag us at Walker Theatre. Walker Theatre. So it is I want to do this right. It's my pleasure to kick off today's event in the Madam Walker Legacy Center's 2024 Virtual Summer Institute by first showing you this video. And then after the video, we will hear from our workshop facilitator today, my man, Mr. Sampson Levingston. Let's go. But first, here comes the video, and it's Levingston. They spell it with an E. Sampson, I know your family, dog. Don't do that. Okay, here comes the video.
The newly restored Madam Walker Legacy Center, located at the crossroads of America, Indianapolis, Indiana, continues the cultural, educational, and entrepreneurial legacy of the iconic Madam C.J. Walker. Born Sarah Breedlove December 23, 1867, on a Delta, Louisiana plantation, this daughter of former slaves transformed herself from an uneducated farm laborer and laundress into one of the 20th century's most successful self-made women entrepreneurs. During the 1890s, Sarah began to suffer from a scalp ailment that caused her to lose most of her hair. She experimented with many homemade remedies and store-bought products. What resulted was Madam Walker's wonderful hair grower, which is the product that launched her business. By early 1910, she had settled in Indianapolis, which was at the time the nation's largest inland manufacturing center. The 4-story block-long Flatiron building, located at 617 Indiana Avenue, originally was planned to house the corporate headquarters and factory of the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company. But by the time the doors opened, in December of 1927, it had become much more, a forerunner of today's shopping malls, with a drugstore, a beauty salon, a beauty school, a restaurant, professional offices, a ballroom, and a 1,500-seat theater. Madam wanted her people to have the very best. The Walker Building boasts much of its original 1927 architecture, but is more than just a building. An integral part of Indianapolis community, the Madam Walker Legacy Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the legacy of Madam C.J. Walker by providing cultural education, promoting social justice, supporting entrepreneurship, and empowering youth to become the next generation of entrepreneurs and civic leaders. In January 2018, the Madam Walker Legacy Center, Indiana University, and IUPUI embarked on a new partnership continuing the rich legacy and tradition of Madam C.J. Walker. Critical to this endeavor is the generous grant support of the Lilly Endowment Incorporated, totaling more than $15.3 million, which assisted in the transitional operations and full restoration of the building with state-of-the-art equipment, operational systems updates, and exterior improvements. This historic building is a venue celebrating cultural diversity, rich heritage, and traditions. From the beautifully restored main stage that has seen the likes of Ella Fitzgerald, Nat King Cole, Lena Horne, Michael Bolden, Patti LaBelle, and even the Tom Joyner Sky Show perform, to the intimate grand ballroom seating up to 200 guests, where local jazz greats like Rob Dixon, Clint Breeze, and The Groove entertain. The Walker is a sought-after marquee venue, ready to deliver magnificently safe experiences in its 850-seat theater, grand ballroom, and smaller meeting and retail spaces. Enhanced technologies are in place to assist with offering virtual events, COVID-19 social distance gathering, or creative hybrid solutions. The Madam Walker Legacy Center's new programmatic thrust helps to ensure its mission of sustainability and economic viability. Programs will feature culturally relevant, world-renowned performances, in addition to nationally promoted seminars, a new slate of class offerings, and a fantastic speaker series in partnership with IUPUI. The Madam Walker Legacy Center is alive and well-positioned for a great future, thriving as a beacon of pride and hope while celebrating the beauty that lies in diversity. Continuing to honor the foundation laid by Madam C.J. Walker, Indiana Avenue, and the role African American arts and culture play locally and beyond. To learn more, visit MadamWalkerLegacyCenter.com. Please contact rentals at MadamWalkerLegacyCenter.com or call 317-274-2702 for additional information.
And let me tell you what else, though. So he named Ella Fitzgerald and all those people, but in the last, I hosted the Babyface concert, I hosted the Gladys Knight concert, and just last month I hosted Boys to Men. So the place is amazing. The ballroom in the back is crazy. I've never been in an elevator with etched the silver part, the elevator that's just plain silver elevator.
Oh,
It
yeah.
had it etched and the pictures of Madam Walker stuff. So it's absolutely awesome. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for my man. Go in the chat, give him the applause, and let's give it up for Mr. Sampson. Applause coming. Applause coming. Applause coming. There they go. What up, baby? Uh-oh. Now we can't hear you, Sampson.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
There
Mike's
you go.
on. What's up with y'all?
Okay.
No, I'm
Sampson cooler than Mr. Griff.
no, I'm excited to talk with the Cambridge. I've been coming to the Summer Institute. This is my 3rd year being a part of this, and so the very first year we did a virtual walk where the campers, you guys are all outside with me, feeding me questions. I don't know if we're gonna send that. The last year we did something very similar to this, and so the biggest thing for you guys to know about me, if you don't know, is that I love history. I love discovering history, and I'm very selfish in trying to figure out history about my city, my community, and tell that story. So
hold on one second, Sampson. Can we make Sampson large and then make me and Genesis small, please? And then Sampson, you did something in New York, or you're doing something in New York. Tell me about that real quick before you jump into your spiel.
Yeah, so tying everything together is I know we don't got all of them. Maybe let me know in the chat if you've been to New York, and I'll ask the kids that are with us too. Mike and Rose, you guys ever been to New York City before?
I have.
Okay, just been to the airport. Okay, that's more than a lot of people.
No. You get to say you been though. If you've been to the airport, you get to say.
Y'all put your hands up there. Put your hands up. Okay. Okay. So in New York City, Harlem is popular there. And if you're familiar with Harlem, let me know in the chat too. I see Tamir's been to New York. Genesis has been to New York. Have you heard of Harlem? Harlem was like the epicenter of Black culture in the early 20th century. So talking like 1900, 1910, 20, 30, and it grew. The Apollo Theater, similar to the Walker Theater. There are some big differences, but it was a big centerpiece. A lot of famous people saw Hamilton, NYC. I went with my friend Hannah. She's here recording. We went to see a Broadway play. We saw, what did we see in New York?
I saw a bunch. I saw Hamilton. I saw Wicked. I saw Aladdin. I saw the Book of Mormon, all in New York.
Okay, yeah. So I've seen Wicked New York as a kid. I was probably Micah's age. I don't remember it. I went straight to sleep.
You don't remember Wicked?
No, I don't. It was a long day for me. Travel.
Okay. You know? Like being in New York, walking around, then they want you to hurry up and go to something.
First chance I get, I was going out. But I want to get a little bit back into Harlem. And so you had people like Langston Hughes, W. Boy, Zora Neale Hurston, were writing and telling stories all throughout Harlem. And also, Madam C.J. Walker, she lived in Indianapolis, and the very next place that she moved to before her big mansion in Irvington, New York, was in Harlem on 130th Street, and she had her home right there. And so, I wanted to make connections between Indiana musicians like Babyface, who you introduced at Walker Theater, and he's from Indianapolis. He has a star center or a block on the Apollo Theater Walk of Fame, 125th Street in New York. So I wanted to make these connections between people from Indianapolis, people who lived here, like Madam Walker and her beauty colleges. And they say that Indiana Avenue, where I am right now, is the Harlem of Indianapolis. So I figured, what would be more Harlem than Harlem? And so I was like, let me go try Harlem and just learn more. And I've been to New York plenty of times as a kid, but to lead tours is a level of appreciation that I wanted to show to that history. But Harlem was great. We had a good turnout. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
So let's jump right into the Indianapolis history, and let's just start with your favorite. So here's what happened with me and him. So he does this tour all the time, like on the hour, or the top of the hour, or every 90 minutes, I don't know. But he takes 15 to 25 people, and they walk around, and He has this really cool megaphone that ain't a megaphone, but really a walkie-talkie looking thing that everybody can hear. He plays music to go with the theme. He just really walks you around and says, and over here in 1861, that was there. Can you imagine? Then when you can't imagine, he has these photos that have been laminated. So if it rains or they never bend or anything. See, I remember, I paid attention. Well, on this particular day, no one was on the tour except me and him. So he was like, I'm going to show you something different. We're going to go somewhere else. So tell us, when did you feel like you knew that you were going to be like I don't want to just say tour guide, but like a curator of history for Indianapolis?
I really didn't know I would do it so regularly. I've always loved history and wanted to tell stories about history. I'd write blog posts about it as much as I could. But once the pandemic hit and the Black Lives Matter movement, and the city was kind of, I felt like looking for an opportunity to learn, that's kind of when I felt like I got the chance to kind of step in and fill that role and talk about a lot of things that may be uncomfortable for some people in Indianapolis. And I can sometimes kind of with my personality and character kind of breach that level of uncomfortability. And I really kind of, I enjoy that, getting people excited about things that they may not know or whatnot.
Hold on. I love it. Can you tell me something I thought was really cool? The Crispus Attucks High School and how they won back-to-back championships, but even more than that, how the basketball player that went there and later became a Hall of Famer, I got to meet. And so let's talk about sports in Indianapolis.
Yeah, how let me see how I get where's my camera? Oh, this is in my court.
I think your camera's way in the back, but it's fine. We can't see that. You can just explain it.
Look at this. All right, look right here. I see it. I see it. Normally, I'm the best at spotting a camera. But if you look at all these guys, I show this on the tour. This is the Crispus Attucks High School basketball team, okay? And they were the first team from Indianapolis to win a state championship. And the whole state of Indiana was all in one big tournament. And these boys were phenomenal. All black high school, the first all black high school to win a fully integrated state tournament.
Yes.
In any state in the country. And they were led, I love the basketball shooting up Genesis. They were led by Oscar Robertson right here in Indianapolis.
Genesis always do cool stuff. Now I can't. Now I gotta find a net or some tennis shoes or something. And let's talk about the music. So growing up in California, they kind of, historically, they kind of make you think jazz is New Orleans, and, the jazz went through Harlem and that Renaissance area. But just knowing you and hanging out with you for the last 5 years and learning about the intricate music that came out of the Midwest, man, let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, a lot of people had to make their way to and through Indianapolis. It's the crossroads of America. And so
why do they call it that?
Well, for a multitude of reasons, but one is simply because there's a major east-west road that goes through Indiana and a major north-south that go through Indiana, whether that's Indianapolis or Terre Haute. Really the whole state as a whole is a big intersection of all different types of culture and creativity and community. And a lot of people not just crossed, they stayed. And so Indiana Avenue was able to get a lot of talent, a lot of jazz that would stop by, but also a lot of jazz here, because if every so often, you're going to have Duke Ellington or Dizzy Gillespie, these are world famous, stop in your city, then it may inspire you to play a little jazz, just like right now. Drawing a connection to basketball. And I was talking with Rosalind, one of our tour guests today, about the Indiana Fever. And we have Caitlin Clark. We have Caitlin Clark playing in Indiana right now.
Man.
And I think about all the kids, all the little girls and boys who are going to be inspired by Caitlin Clark. Think about how if like Duke Ellington came to your city or Ray Charles came to your city to play a couple nights, And then he's on like, how many kids may be like, that was cool, all that attention for him, and he's playing the piano or he's, playing the guitar. Like, I can do that because it's hard to be what you don't see.
Exactly.
See that.
Yeah.
Right. And so the fact that we got to see a lot of jazz artists, I think it inspired a lot of jazz artists from here as well.
Well, Sampson, you have some clips. What's the first clip, and set it up so we can go ahead and play it and show the kids that's watching virtually.
I think AJ's got the clips. We're gonna put them up here.
That's me. Hello. How was the tour?
All right, let's go. We're gonna go look for clues about history. All right. Now, one of the first ones when it comes to this neighborhood and the stuff that was made here is some of the music that was made. So I want you guys to listen for a little bit. If you know what type of music that is, write it in the chat. If you know what type of genre, is that rock music? Is that hip hop music? Is that pop music? Is that jazz music? Is that, what is that? Let me know. Put that in the chat.
Everybody's saying jazz. They got it. Good job, guys.
No,
sounds like Latin
theater, okay? There's not a big show going on, but this was the place to be. Indiana Avenue. Indiana Avenue was the epicenter of the Black life culture community here in my hometown of Indianapolis, okay? All the time on these stages, okay? Used to be artists from all across the country that would travel right here and play. Come on, get a little bit. Get a little bit. All right. Look at all these seats. Look at the details here on the building. The same detail. Show them some of the ceiling if they can see it. The same detail that's inside the building, it's going to be some of the same detail that's outside the building. And that's why I think history is so cool, because you don't even have to go inside to find some of this stuff. But when you're inside, you got to take advantage of it. So we walk over here a little bit. And look who it is. Madam C.J. Walker, the namesake of this building. Now, if you know how Madam C.J. Walker got so much money, we heard Madam President talking about this millionaire. Well, $1 million is hard to get, so it must be a hard worker. If you know how Madam Walker got $1 million, go ahead and write that in the chat for me, because we'll talk about that later.
Let's see, you guys. Put it in.
And the real fun starts outside.
That's right, Sanat, Sean. Great job. Here, absolutely.
All right, so we're here now. Look, this is where you would have got your ticket for the show. You saw the stage. You can't just walk in the theater. You crazy? You gotta make sure you have a ticket first. So you to walk in here, like, one ticket to see Wes Montgomery, please. And you would have got it and walked right in. Now, who is Wes Montgomery? Okay, he's one of these artists, one of these jazz musicians I used to talk about. Wes Montgomery's so famous. I walk around with pictures of the guy. Here's Wes Montgomery with his guitar. If you go on Spotify and you type Wes Montgomery's name, you'll find plenty of stuff about his music. Okay. Also, right here on the ground, you see a star from Wes Montgomery. The guy's so famous that he's got a star right here on Indiana Avenue. He's not the only one with the star, though. There's a principal of an old black high school, not a principal. He was an educator, a music teacher at Crispus Attic. Russell Brown, he has a star. So does Errol Brandy right here. He's known as the godfather of Indianapolis jazz. Jazz was so important to the community here. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. Come on, we got more secrets to explore. Let's go, let's go.
He's so good. I love that he loves what he does. Look at Mr. Nay, y'all.
Hey, it's almost time to go across the street here. Now remember, when you're crossing the street, I'm gonna turn my music over. When you're crossing the street, you gotta look both ways. Wait till you got the Walker man now. Let's go.
Look at Mr. Nay.
Let's go.
Mr. Nay wasn't ready to run. He running across the street.
Now we got some time. Now you walked around. Have you walked around this neighborhood a lot before? Okay, nice. Now I see things that you may not have noticed either. Now right here, okay, we got our jazz band sculpture. Right here in Indianapolis. By just looking at these instruments. Let's see if you guys know some of the instruments on here. You recognize any of these instruments on here?
I see a saxophone.
Go ahead, type it in the chat if you think you know what it is, okay? If you think you know what this one is, we got a lot more rounds we'll play. Now, what do we got over here? Yeah, you played any instruments before?
I do. I play piano for a living.
Okay, I have no musical talent at all, so I need to take some notes from you.
So I can give you a couple of notes.
Now, what we got right here? Now, you tell the kids what we got right here.
This being cello. You see people sitting down playing the cello. This is like its older sister, the upright bass.
The upright bass right there. So there we go. I want to hear about the instruments here. Now what do we got right here? I think our kids know what's right here. What's this right here?
I think this would be.
These are the drums right here. So you can jam out on Indiana Avenue.
So cool.
You see this stage right here? Look at this. Can they see this? This is it. You see the guy with the guitar. You see the guy with the drums.
I love last year me and this year me still not knowing what that stuff is.
Indiana Avenue, we had all kinds of people coming up and down. Women headlining shows. The Avenue, Ruth Brown, Christine Chapman. Look at her, Christine Chapman playing the piano. This could have been you right here, 1944. This history goes back a long time, okay? Here's the guitar. This is what West Montgomery played. So we see this instrument right here. Now here's another one that we'll guess. We guessed the one. We guessed the one over there. What do we have up here? Can they see this? Can you see that up there? What do we have? What do we have? Type that in the chat if you know.
I know what that is.
Are they typing? See, they're typing.
Yeah, they all typing. They saying trumpet.
Yeah, trumpet. I see it. Hellcat, trumpet. I like it.
Trombone has. It's the big one that goes. That was. Is there a dog? Is there? You hear that dog? I thought I heard it earlier. It's somebody's house. Can somebody make sure that their phones are on mute or their laptop?
Can you give me that?
Yeah, I'm unmuted. I'm unmuted. Hey, great job.
Next to two.
I was loving how last year Griff in the video still didn't know what that stuff was. With this year Griff, I feel like I was time traveling because I didn't know. Sampson, when you talk, can you hear me, Sampson?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine. You sound amazing.
All right, sweet. All right, back up playing, back up. Oh, we gotta look at all. Bring it here, no, bring it. Make it work. No,
Does someone have a dog? Mute.
What's up? What we got?
So Sampson, thank you for taking us on that tour. And we just want to know, like, I'm grown and I want to know, where did you get the passion to like history so much? A lot of people don't like history in school. Was it just the history that you personally found and liked, or like, how did that happen? And now I can't hear you at all.
So yeah.
Something sounds good and then it's echoing.
How about that?
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Let's go. Sorry. So for me, I don't know what everyone's favorite subject is, but whatever you think about your favorite subject, that's what I like about history. So I'm just gonna ask the two that are here, and I'll listen for some in the chat. But Micah, your favorite subject? Math. Rosen, your favorite subject? Art. So we got math. So math and art. So just as people like math and art, I like history. I think history all adds up. Just like 2 + 3 = 5. You know, Madam Walker being here equals Walker Theater being here. I feel like Madam Walker plus her money equals that theater and her heart, right? Like, it's a formula. You see how things happen. And same with art. You get to be creative in art. You get to look at art and you get to think about, what does it mean to you? You also get to create your own stories, your own paintings. And so that's what I do with my tours. I kind of, it's a creative experience for me, which I really enjoy. And it comes from asking a lot of questions. I'm one of those kids that would be with my mom and ask her, why? Why is it called McDonald's? Who's McDonald's? Why is it 10 chicken McNuggets instead of 9? Why this? Like, I just kept asking, and eventually she took me to the library, and the library is a great place. How many of you guys like your local library, your school library? Like, how fun and great is a good library? And my mom took me.
Or Barnes and Nobles, same thing.
Hey, except for at a library, everything is just free. All the information is accessible, you know, and they want you to leave with it, no cost if you got your library card. And so I'd ask the librarians different stuff about my neighborhood. They'd show me old yearbooks. They'd tell me all these old stories. And I was a kid, like 5th or 6th grade, and they were just happy that somebody thought it was cool. And the more and more that I learned, the more and more other people were learning about their passion. So there's a lot of stuff about science that I may not know, space I may not know. But when people learn about space and science, I was learning about history. And so I let people who know a lot about what they know, like, you know, space or racing or whatever, they tell me what they know. And I know a lot about history, so I tell them what I know. And so I try to tell people I'm not like someone who remembers a bunch of stuff really well. I just really care about it, and that's how.
Yeah. But that's where passion comes from, is when you care about something and you keep caring, and then you love to learn more about it, and then you want to talk to people that was around it. And you know, that's the same passion that you have for Indianapolis history and Black history, I should say, is the same passion that I have for young people, making sure they learn stuff. Because right now, you just talking about Indianapolis to somebody who is 8, 9 years old, they might be like, I gotta go to Indianapolis. Or if their parents say, where y'all want to go? Where y'all want to go for the summer? They can say Indianapolis. And Indianapolis, I learned from you. If you go, so Genesis, they call Indianapolis Circle City, right? And it's literally a circle, and in the middle of the circle is a giant monument. And in that, actually, that's where Radio 1 is, Indianapolis now. Inside that monument is a slave who broke his chains, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that. I wish I had a picture of it, because I took a picture of it.
You can see this in the limestone. I actually did a video recently. I posted on social media that talks about this. But it's a Civil War monument, the monument in the middle of our city in Indianapolis. And so in one of the limestone like sculptures there, you can see a slave that is breaking out of chains. It's the only depiction, a clear depiction of a Black person in the monument. But nonetheless, it is celebrating freedom and hope for a prosperous future, you know? And so it's a lot of details in Indianapolis that people may not pick up on or always see.
I'm looking for it. I was just there. I took a great picture of it. I'm trying to find it. But you know how you had to go through your phone and be like, what was the thing? The Boys the Men. So I'm trying to find the Boys the Men stuff. But it's a great monument. If you've never been to a museum, so I'm a museum fan. Mr. Griff loves museums. So being around somebody like Sampson, he just makes you go, you know what? I need to go to more museums. I need to see. Anybody been to a museum recently? You got some people there. Ask them what museum they went to, Sampson.
All right, Rosalind, we'll start you this time. What museum did you go to most recently, Rosalind?
The State Museum.
The Indiana State Museum. Any cool thing you remember about it? Got to do art camp. So Rosalind's our artist here. So she went to the museum to do art camp. What about you, Micah?
No, the Kurt Vonnegut Museum.
Yeah, we went to a museum on the tours. We went to the Kurt Vonnegut. He's a famous author of Indianapolis. We just popped into his museum and library. It's a combo of two of my favorite things, a museum and library.
Nice.
And we explained the Children's Museum here in Indianapolis. In Indianapolis, you may not know this. Come here, tell him, Micah, what we got. I want Micah to tell you guys a fact about Indianapolis.
Let's hear it.
What do we have in Indianapolis, Micah?
We have the world's largest children's museum in the world.
I know.
Largest children's museum in the world. So let's go.
Hey, and Genesis is so big, they have actual sized dinosaurs on the outside of the museum. And I believe I was there last month, but they had the Teenage Mutant Ninja. They had the turtle exhibit. Is it still up? The turtle one?
And they've added the Nelson Mandela.
Okay, so it's still up, and they've added the Nelson Mandela one, which just
I'm going.
to
I'm gonna look it up after.
So yeah, you should. I would definitely look it up to promote the Ninja Turtles. What they did here in Indianapolis, they spray painted all of the manhole covers like that Ninja Turtle mutant green, and so it looks like they may had been in or just out of them. Like
Yeah.
So if you knew a little bit, of, it was kind of cool to see them.
Answer me this, Sampson. You actually have a tattoo of the Walker Theater.
I do.
Can you show it? Is it somewhere?
One of our campers noticed it today, but I do. I mean, I walk around a lot, and I'm an adult, so I can get tattoos without my parents' permission.
Oh yeah, that just looked like we looking at the back of your leg.
It's kind of hard to see, but the Walker Theater that's hanging out right.
I can see the legs.
I can kind of see the lines. What did you?
Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Why did you?
I'm gonna show you guys here in a second. But why did you ask the question again?
Why did you get that tattoo?
Everything that if I eventually decide to get a tattoo or even put a painting up in my house, I want it to mean something to me and be significant. And not to say that every tattoo has to be significant, but that's just me. And so I wanted to get that as like to pay homage and almost like respect for the building still being here and it being such a big part of my life. I mean, if Walker Theater wasn't here, I don't quite know if I don't know what I'd be doing,
Wow.
And now I know a little bit. Now I know I'm good at it, but without Walker Theater, I would have never figured out I had this unique asset that I can give,
So one of the campers said we went to the UNC Basketball Hall of Fame.
I see that.
That sounds like it's very cool.
That sounds cool. And there's a guy went to my middle school that went to play basketball for North Carolina named Eric Montross. I don't know much about him.
Absolutely. I know who that is.
Yeah, so he's from Indianapolis and he played, I'm pretty sure, at UNC.
Yeah, absolutely. He's huge.
Yeah,
and I'm sure they had the championships in there and Michael Jordan.
The baby blue, I bet that was great.
Yeah, the baby blue is like that. So I'm gonna ask you one last question and let you wrap it up. Explain what the black tax was.
Okay, so that's a great question. We didn't explain this too much during our walk today, but this is the main reason why Madam Walker has had enough with Indianapolis, Indiana, because this is a rich lady. She could be the richest lady in the city of her own merit. So not money that she had inherited, not money that was given to her by her husband. This is money that she made. She earned it. She's good for it. She doesn't need anybody to co-sign. This is her money. She goes, and there was this tax that would they'd put this on black people when they would go to places. If you would go to a grocery store, they may let the guy in front of you get his groceries on credit. You can pay the next day, but not you. You got to pay today. Matter of fact, you may have to pay more than everybody else, just to make sure that you're a good person. We don't want anybody with their last dollar in here, especially if they look like you. So that's what the black tax was. But in the situation of movie theaters, it works like this. Because they thought black people were troublemakers and would cause problems, they wanted them to pay more to go see the movie. All right. So if a movie was 10 cents, black people would have to pay 20 cents. And this would deter them from coming. The whole goal was for black people not to pay money. The whole goal was for black people not to even want to come. Right. That's the goal. So Madam Walker goes to go see a show at this theater called the Isis Theater here in Indianapolis. They tell Madam Walker, hey, you got to pay the black tax. You make all black people pay more to see. She's like, me? Even I'm mad. I'm mad. I know you may do this for other black people, and that's a situation we're gonna have to address later. But for right now, I know I'm Madam Walker. I'd like to see the movie today, please. And she's like, and they're like, no, you got to pay the tax. So she writes a letter to the president at the time, describing what had happened, gets the NAACP involved. And then there's our next move. She decides she's gonna, before she leaves and goes to New York, she's like, and because of this situation, before you guys get done with the Walker building, I know you're building it right now, add a giant 1,500 seat theater in there So if black people want to go see a movie in peace, they can go do that. And then it's built and it's opened up in 1927. And so a lot of these great things that we talk about and great people that we talk about is a result of bad people and bad things. So people's racism making Indiana Avenue even have to exist, making even Walker Theater have to exist. So the black tax was something that took advantage of black people really that were just trying to interact with their city. And now it's not that way in Indianapolis, but there are places still today where you do feel or know you may be welcome in a place or not. And you may see this making comparisons just to how the world works today. You may see this with schools that have dress codes for their hairstyles, right? Not saying don't come here, but we're saying if you do, don't wear your hair the way that you normally do. And so it's like you see it you kind of see ways that they deter people from going to different places, even if it's not against the law.
Draco, no. I know you can see Draco.
So that was a long answer, but hopefully
What's he doing? No. No.
dogs aren't loud though.
So my question is simple. Do any kids have a question for Mr. Sampson? I thought you had some great Joy. Your phone is not muted. We hear your mama, your dogs, everybody. Thank you. The Genesis, you have any questions for Mr. Sampson? I saw you was looking very attentive while he was talking.
I just thought that everything was interesting. Like the museums, the library, everything that I learned, I think was very fun and interesting.
So for me, Sampson, how can people, I know it. I actually know it and should know it. I just remembered it. How can people contact you if they want to, go on one of your tours? Like if one of the kids listening today says, Mom, I know a guy.
Yeah, I wanna drop a link in the chat, which I'll do when I pop on here, that has information on how to get in contact with me. It'll be a link tree. You're about to see it pop up right here in the chat.
Okay.
But it'll be a link tree link, and that has a bunch of different stuff about me. My social media is on there. In addition to that, there's a recent article that came out, a national feature. It's from a place called Thrillist magazine, and so
Yeah.
they just featured me in a publication that came out yesterday. So
Are you? Oh, well, congratulations. That's a big
Thank you.
deal. Don't downplay it. Let's
No,
go
thank
in
you.
magazines.
Thank you. I'm trying to get this up.
We don't see the link.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get it back up. Hold on. I don't know why it won't.
So while he's looking for the link, y'all, if we had to give him a grade for today, but what would his grade be? Look away, Mr. Sampson.
Yeah, I'm not
Look away.
I did not be prepared.
Your first one, you got A+ infinity with the pluses.
I see. Okay.
Then you got a bunch of A+. I say that's probably 20 A+. My wife says congratulations, so I don't even think she's listening. You got 1 million pluses with an A in front of it from Jay Ninja Nye. You got an A+ from me and Chloe. Lisa says A+++++++. So we can say Joy, who has a dog. I knew I heard a dog. Y'all always make me sound like I was going crazy. Okay. Okay, we got the link. We have your link.
Yes.
It's Walk and Talk, y'all. You see where it is? It's Walk and Talk. So let us tell you thank you. You guys give him applause in the chat. Applause in the chat. Mr. Sampson.
Thank you so much. Explore your neighborhood, explore as much as you can. That's how I learn. It's not and I love school. School's great. But the extra stuff that I learn is from just exploring on my own,
Awesome. Can you guys make him small and put it back on me in Genesis while we close out today? Great job again, Mr. Sampson. You are awesome.
Thank
Shout out to
you.
them kids that are there live. Oh, are we already doing reaction? I didn't know we was on that part yet. Are we doing that? Is that the game we playing?
I got it late. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Hold on. Here, bam.
I bet you can't find this one.
I don't even know where to look for. Anyway, Genesis, listen. So tomorrow, you guys, tomorrow's last power hour. At the end, they're going to be giving out incentives for class participation, how many people did things, for sharing of what you learned on social media and tagging the Walker Theater, in attendance, including completion of the survey that was emailed. So there's no need to submit a business plan or nothing like that. Class participation counts for that. Oh, come on. That is awesome. That is awesome. I just like to say, my favorite part about today was learning that here you have a guy who's passionate about Indianapolis, Indiana, and he's so passionate that he learns that some of this started in New York. So he actually went to New York to learn, and I'm just big on learning on your own. I see those emojis, and those are sweet. My wife, Mrs. Griff, is on here. She says she loves this. She said, I'm not paying attention. Laugh out loud. Oh, when I was trying to, I was paying attention. Pay attention. And I'm working on my heart emoji. Oh, there you go. But my thumbs, I don't know what to do with my thumbs. Do that? I don't know what to do with my thumbs.
That's so good.
You see my thumbs? Okay. All right. So tomorrow, our last day. And if you could bring an empty shoebox to tomorrow's class, I don't know why, but they're saying bring an empty shoebox, as well as a pen and a paper. So an empty shoebox. If you don't have a shoebox, I would recommend asking your parents to go by a shoe store. They got free shoeboxes. They can give you a shoebox.
Really?
Or if you get, they shoeboxes. They know how to get. Can I have if you a kid, I think if I'm grown with a silver beard and say, can I have a shoebox? They're going to say, get out of here. But if you're a kid and you say, hello, how are you today on this beautiful Wednesday? I am in need of a plain shoebox. It does not have to be of any size or anything in particular. No Nike, or I just need a shoebox. They're going to say, oh, little kid. And even if I use the same voice, hello, how are you? Get here. So be glad that your kids. We will see you guys tomorrow. Is the last day. We giving away incentives. Have a shoebox. I just threw a shoebox away yesterday. Have a shoebox, paper, and a pen. And then fill out the survey that the Madam Walker Legacy is going to send y'all. Have an amazing day. There you go. Oh, my thumbs. There go my thumbs. That's what you do with your thumbs. And then you go like this. I love when all the girls, they turn their head sideways and they go, But a real heart got a left ventricle and the right ventricle, and it's a whole situation. Have an amazing day. Go do something fun. Go learn about your neighborhood.
Bye.